Well, a few minutes ago, we started about we talked about not starting a discussion with statistics, but this time we are, because it's not something that many of us think of every day.
No, it's not. Children starting fires. It accounts for an average of 56,300 fires over a 4-year period.
Yeah, it's almost hard to even consider that number. So we've asked a familiar face back into our studios today, Michael McLear with Escape, to talk about a solution in our community to deal with children who are prone to setting fires.
And with Michael today, we have Harold Elmore of the Grand Rapids Fire Department and Todd Kowalski of the Kalamazoo Township Fire Department. First, let's talk about a national message that people may or may not have seen already.
Exactly. 46% of people under the age of 18 are involved in youth set fires. So we really want to take this week to showcase the Prevent Youth Fire Setting campaign. I was actively involved in this campaign with the U.S. Fire Administration. We want to make sure that we showcase 2 great model programs in the greater Grand Rapids and greater Kalamazoo areas, so that if parents or caregivers have a problem, they can reach out to the area experts.
Are we talking about accidentally set or purposefully doing
Sometimes
this?
it can be accidentally set. Usually our younger children, those are the accidentally set fires because of easy access to lighters and matches. Older children, they may be lighting fires or misusing fire as a cry for help. There could be abuse, there could be neglect, or there could even be bullying situations where that fire setting is a cry for help.
Okay.
Todd and Harold here. We have people from 2 different departments. You have a unique, I guess, partnership or relationship when it comes to really doing things in our own communities to prevent something, a tragedy, from happening.
Right.
What is that?
Well, what we're doing right now is, as we were talking earlier, we're identifying that one of the biggest problems is that parents are not aware of fire safety. Over the years, we've just assumed that the kids know how to deal with fire, and they don't. Until an incident happens, then we acknowledge that. And then we come back. The reason they don't know about it is because of the parents. So what we're doing in Grand Rapids is we have packets here, which consist of a lot of information that's talking about basic fire principles to help parents educate themselves and help us educate the kids, which means that when the kids are introduced to fire safety in a school or a park or anything from us, it's nothing foreign. It's actually reinforced because mom and dad did it at home.
And saying it over and over again is the best way to reinforce that, because we know, I have to tell my little daughter 50 times. I mean, there's always just that message you just have to drive home. You say it once or twice, it's not going to be a given that they understand.
Absolutely, and again, the best way to teach your child is actually by your actions. You do it, they'll mimic it. So you're the first impression on your child.
Todd, how surprised are most people when they consider just the vast number of child set fires? Because that number just astounded me, 56,000 in 4 years.
The number's quite high. We're working with a collaborative effort with Michael and Harold, trying to get the numbers down. The biggest thing that we're seeing, that we're trying to get out there, is experimentation. There's good experimentation, bad experimentation. Sit down with your kids, barbecue grills, campfires, birthday cakes. That's the good experimentation. The bad experimentation is when they go into a bedroom, go into another portion of the home, outside even, and start lighting fires. The biggest thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to get these kids early, before they become part of the criminal justice system, and get into the juvenile system.
Okay, real quickly, there's some tips that we can take away from this. Should we be putting our lighters and sources of fire in places where kids can't reach them? Should we be sitting down and having a specific conversation? And if so, how do we start that? What do we need to show them?
Yeah, absolutely. Matches and lighters should be kept up in cabinets, out of reach of children. The biggest thing that we've seen, and we've told some parents, light a candle, let the child blow it out. It kind of takes the it takes the mystery away, and they'll want to do it with you instead of hiding away from you and doing it that way.
Absolutely. And another thing is, remember that every fire that is started by a kid is not always purposely. Sometimes they didn't mean to do it. It's curiosity. Curiosity is actually the bigger count of why kids play with fires, and those individuals are from 4 to 7 years of age. Okay. So it's curiosity that most of the time, so don't beat them over the head.
And I know, Michael, you've worked on a nationwide campaign with Miranda.
Exactly. Miranda John Van Doren did a wonderful job at the request across the U.S. Fire Administration producing a 30-second public service announcement. I believe that's going to be linked to show notes on woodtv.com under the 8 West link. And we just introduced that in Washington, D.C. This last weekend. I was there. So we were really proud, and thank you again to Wood TV 8 Miranda for partnering with us on that.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming in.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate the safety information.